Brought to you by Asombro Institute for Science Education, dedicated to increasing natural science literacy through engaging, place-based education.
Hi everybody, this is Kelly with the Asombro Institute for Science Education. Welcome back to part 2 of our series on water conservation in New Mexico. Today we're going to look at why water conservation is important in our state and how we use water at home. You don't need any supplies right now, but in a little bit you're going to need a paper, pencil, and maybe some markers or colored pencils if you want. Let's get started. Do you know where the water that you drink comes from? This diagram of the water cycle shows river water, rainwater, and groundwater, and how they're all connected. But when you turn on the sink, where is that water coming from? Rivers, rain, or underground? If you said groundwater, you're right. Groundwater is water that is infiltrated down through the soil and is stored in spaces between the rocks underground. There's a lot more water underground than we get in rivers or from capturing rainwater. But we live in a dry state and there's still only so much water underground. So is there enough water in New Mexico for everything we need to use it for? That all depends on how much we want to use. This graph shows how much water per capita, or per person, people used from 2005 to 2015. The red bars are how much water people used in New Mexico. The blue bars are how much water people used on average in the whole country. What do you notice about New Mexico compared to the rest of the country? We use more water, right? New Mexico is a dry state. Do you think we have more water than the rest of the country? What do you notice about how water use changes over time? Are people using more or less water now than we did in 2005? What do you think caused this change? Here's another graph. This one shows the population of New Mexico on the y-axis and years on the x-axis. What's happened to the population in New Mexico since 1990? You can see there's more people living in New Mexico now than in 1990. Do you think we use more or less water in New Mexico as the population grows? Let's look at one more graph. This one shows drought levels in New Mexico since 1900. Look at the y-axis on the left. Positive numbers represent wet years, and negative numbers represent dry years. Over the past 120 years, does it look like New Mexico has gotten wetter, drier, or stayed the same? It looks like it's getting drier. So if we put all three of these graphs together, we see New Mexicans are using more water than the average American, but the amount each person uses is decreasing. New Mexico's population is growing, and New Mexico is getting drier and more likely to have droughts. What does this mean for New Mexico? Do you think we'll have enough water in the future? Think about how you use water in your home. Get a pencil and paper and make a map of your home. Circle everywhere on the map that you can use water. Pause the video now and come back when you've finished your map. Finish your map? Great! Where does your family use the most water? Is it the kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry room, outside? What are some ways that you could save water around your home? Could you take shorter showers, fix a leaky faucet, maybe fill up the dishwasher all the way before you turn it on? What are some ways you can remind the people around you to save water? Make a sign or a video or some artwork, explaining to people why water conservation is important and what are some ways that you can do it at home. Here's some examples from my house. Have fun with it, and feel free to make something funny or cheesy, but make sure to explain why water conservation is important and share it with the people you live with. We want to see what you made too, so take a picture of it and share it with us below or tag us online. Or tell us one way that you already save water and why water conservation is important to you. Thanks for working with us again today, and have fun sharing your water conservation ideas. We'll see you next time for another experiment.